Don't blink, it's your boy Yink. Welcome to another show. Because you guys are doing well. Because I'm having a wonderful day on this 10th December 2024. This is sadly not a cool video that I wanted to make. It's a video that kind of has meaning to me. It is a video post-mortem to say RIP to the drummer of My Chemical Romance, by respect of the member, by respect of the family. I'm not gonna say the name because the reason of death is unclear. Instead of talking about the drummer itself, may he rest in peace, I'm gonna talk about the importance of MCR for me, because I believe we're a whole nation crying today. It didn't happen today, but again, without a death, we don't know why it happened. It happened last week, and I didn't want to say, oh, I'm gonna jump on the bandwagon to say goodbye. But it still affected me, it, in the funniest of ways. My whole honestly, my whole love for music come from bands like My Chemical Romance. So technically speaking, right, I was a kid that wasn't follower. I wasn't a leader at all. Even when it comes to music, of course, I was lucky enough because back in the '90s, music was a lot simpler. You had two bands in high school that you listened to. Either it was Linkin Park or either it was Eminem, right? Luckily, I liked both. But yeah, so even for Linkin Park, I of course love them. But when you look at the beginning, right? When you look at the beginning, I was like, oh, do I like them, or am I just listening to them because other people around me are listening to them? And the answer was that other people were listening to them, right? I had Eminem, who was the only people in my school. Everybody was listening to rap, right? It was very rare that you wouldn't listen to rap, but people in my school, they were listening to rap in a way that I couldn't relate to. I wasn't pulling bitches. I wasn't doing drugs, right? Which I don't think the rap is only about that, but I wasn't able to relate to that, right? But if you look at people like Outkast, people like they revolutionized the world of rap, right? Even Eminem, even D12, they were comedic, right? They were making jokes, they were making funny songs, which is amazing. You had Lil Wayne, who took a very different approach to rap, right? I started listening to bands, and the funny thing is, it was in grade 12 that my taste for music really started changing. So my taste for music was necessarily going to the gym. The gym was the first place where I was technically alone in a social environment. So there was a gym, and the gym also had music, and you had the choice. You had to choose between, okay, I listen to the music today, and I don't listen to the music. And I was listening to the popular songs. So one of the big songs for me, and again, they're gonna make fun of me, but I do not care, was Katy Perry, E.T., right? And I know what you're saying. What is the meaning behind this, and behind behind MCR, which is My Chemical Romance? There's a huge difference. Katy Perry, it was funny because it was a catchy song. It was E.T., and of course, a non-Kanye version. All respect to Kanye, of course. But I just thought it was a good song. But I couldn't go to school and say, hey, I know everybody else is listening to rap, and I'm listening to Katy Perry because they're gonna make fun of me, right? Which is a fear when you're in high school. I have this pimple in my ears and it's bugging me. So I started listening to Screamo Remix, which is Punk Goes Pop, which I believe every single kid that was on MySpace actually knows. And what was the song? Also Soulja Boy with Kiss Me to the Phone, Miski Surrender's Kiss Me to the Phone was fucking phenomenal. A lot of Kesha, a lot of Kesha. Bands like Attack, bands like Panic at the Disco, and they say I write Sin Not Tragedy. Oh, well, imagine as I'm chasing a church corridor, but I can't help but to hear, no, I can't help but to hear an exchanging of word. What a beautiful wedding. What a beautiful wedding. Just getting to the whore part, but then again, I just pulled it, so what's the point? The thing that happened was, and it was really special. It was really weird. I was extremely down with Punk Goes Pop, but in a very specific fashion. I had to know the song pop-wise before I got the punk version. So, for example, Kiss Me to the Phone, I knew it before. I learned it by heart, and then I couldn't understand because they were screaming, But I was like, okay, well, I kind of know what they're saying, and this is how I got used to it. It's like listening to music when you don't speak English. I was born French, so when I started listening to English music, I said, okay, I can understand what he's saying, and I understand the word. I can understand what he's trying to say, right? So with that, the funny part is, all of the band I was listening to, right? All the band were either pop goes punk or even a little bit of rap with Mac Miller. And I started working, right? And I started working at A&W, right? And there was this guy called Savvy. Shout out Savvy. Fucking miss you, dude. Really, really good guy. This guy was fucking amazing. This guy taught me a lot about music. I was gonna say musically, but it's music. And the funny thing with Savvy is he put in this song, right? And this song was My Chemical Romance, and it was Famous Last Word. And I don't know why, I absolutely adore this song. And to me, My Chemical Romance was such a out of body experience, because people were always saying, "Oh, it's for emos." And back in the early 2000s, the term emo wasn't necessarily positive, right? No, is it positive now? I don't fucking know. Do I look like the popular guy? No. But I can tell you that back then it wasn't. And because I can tell you that back then it wasn't, then it doesn't really matter if it's popular right now, right? Because right now I don't give a fuck what's popular. I just do what I want. So I was afraid of being called the emo kid, so I wouldn't listen to it, right? And then I would listen to My Famous Last Word. And I remember this being a very trying period of my life because they wanted me to quit. I wasn't a good employee, I'll be honest. Also was stealing, right? So what I did was they would make me work at like 12, knowing that I would not finish before midnight and a half, right? And that the last boss would come at midnight, so I had to wait from midnight to 5 o'clock. So I would listen to music a lot, which was My Chemical Romance once again. Now, funny thing is, I was like, okay, well, this song I can appreciate, right? And then I started listening to MTV, right? And they present to me this song na 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 na, which is a great song, but I saw My Chemical Romance and I knew and it was weird. It was really weird to me because this song didn't really feel like My Chemical Romance. This song, visually speaking, video clip wise, didn't look like My Chemical Romance, but at the same time, I didn't know Chemical Romance. I knew one song. Now, the actual reason why I started liking My Chemical Romance was fuck looking like an emo. I listened to a movie called The House of Wax, which is a really good movie, really underrated movie, but a really good movie, right? And one of the songs at the end is Elena from My Chemical Romance. Was the worst thing I could say. And it's really good, and I was like, holy shit, dude, that's a good song. And when I realized it was My Chemical Romance, I started giving it a chance to the band, right? Now, I got extremely lucky, because the first chance that I gave was Black Parade, which is possibly my favorite song from them. But song like My Black Parade, Mama, of course I'm thinking about it, and I'm not gonna think about it. I'm not gonna find the answers. But My Chemical Romance was again this band, and it's kind of funny because My Chemical Romance, if anything, we're kind of. I like saying that when I was depressed, right? Bands like Falling in Reverse, bands like Mac Miller, bands like Garden, bands like, Affliction helped me. But My Chemical Romance helped me in a even bigger way. It's easy to ask for help when you need help, but it's harder to ask help when you don't think that you need help, but you do need help. So My Chemical Romance played a huge part, huge part, in my self-love. Not necessarily self-love, but self-acceptation. I like this band, and if you don't like it, that's your problem. See, and if you look at the beginning of the video, say, oh, I was listening to a band that was playing in the gym. If it was a song from Katy Perry that I like, I didn't care who sang it. But I did care, because otherwise I would have sang it at school, right? At school I was pretending like, oh, I like this band, but I didn't like them. So yeah, so My Chemical Romance did that for me, and it's kind of sad because when I really fell in love with My Chemical Romance, it was out of not necessarily not popular, but it was too late. For example, I really paid attention to the three songs, and for some reason I started listening to my Black Parade, and for some reason it really stuck with me, and I was in high school. So what happened? Again, it's hard to understand how the brain works, right? I started listening. See, My Chemical Romance was also a part of that. I started listening to Emotions in White, and Emotions in White was really good. But it was very emotional, very pushy, And My Chemical Romance, it came with Black Parade. I was like, you know what? I never listened to the whole album, and I give it a shot, and I'm super thankful because see, it's kind of nuts. It is kind of nuts. I had this pass, right, where I discovered rock goes pop goes punk, sorry, and everything that I needed to listen to was punk. Because I love that. I like the screamo. I remember one of the first songs that I listened to was Aya's Replay. Now, if you know that song, it's an old song. But long story short, this led me to listen to Ben like Immediate Affliction. Immediate Affliction was amazing. It did so much for me, but it was so out of touch reality because it was screaming. A lot of people wouldn't call that singing. Now, if you call that singing, that's your choice, but it's different singing, right? And Ben like Falling in Reverse took me back at it. But Falling in Reverse is complicated because you're gonna listen to Emotions in White, right? You're gonna listen to Emotions in White and you understand. You're gonna say, okay, well, they found their style of music, their genre of music. If you listen to old Emotions in White, it's very Marilyn Manson. So yeah, and it's nuts because how can I say that? See, Falling in Reverse, I had a hard time. Emotion in White was very emotionless. My Chemical Romance was the one band that I could listen to that wasn't necessarily screaming, but it could make me feel emotion. And sometimes it's nuts because I love metal, right? But listening to the whole day of metal, I'm like, ugh, pretty much done. And I would do that day after day after day after day, and I got really tired of it. And even if you look at the style of music that Emotions in White currently do, it's not the same. You're gonna be looking at Masterpiece. You're gonna be looking at Another Life. You're gonna be looking at even their album Disguise to a certain degree. Disguise was different, and it's nuts because the music that made me listen to metal was band like System of a Down also. But I could easily see My Chemical Romance as this portal portal to something better. Not because they're not good, but because you want to dive more into the thing. You don't dive in water if you don't know how to swim. My Chemical Romance gonna teach you how to swim, and for that I'm super thankful. Even my fucking Bring Me the Horizon, I got 3 tattoos from Bring Me the Horizon. The only reason I listened to Bring Me the Horizon because I was able to listen to My Chemical Romance. Simple as that. So thank you for what you guys did. My condolences to the close people, to the family, to the friends, to the band, to the fans also. The friends, the family, the band, and the fans. Sounds like a mouthful, right? Anyway, I love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Rest in peace. I didn't give any information out. Didn't say why he's deaf. Didn't say the name of the guy. It's not important. We lost somebody. I feel it's so weird when you lose someone, right? And you say, oh yeah, I remember this guy. Doesn't matter who that guy was. Matter that somebody died. Whether that you liked him or not, it's still alive. Yeah.